to find, you know?
I want to interject here because I realize I did this once before at the beginning of the episode when we had Gavin on, but we don't normally have people on who are like specifically have something that they're promoting.
So, you make me look bad.
No.
Yeah, so
I watched the video.
Well, because it's something. Listen, I'm not a big promo guy. I'm not a big ad guy. I don't like doing ads. But the reason I want to say something about it. And Todd, you can talk about what it is, but because I've sort of been a part of Todd's show before, in that, you know, probably not the exact version that you're doing now. I'm sure it's different. It looks different from even the promo.
It's probably better because you're not on it.
Well, yeah, you could argue that because, I was in the band and I didn't know how to play music. So I was just in a stand-in pretending to be in the band so I could do back and forth with Todd during his show or whatever.
Yeah.
But my point being that I've like seen your show with the music and all of the stuff. And it's one of my favorite shows that I've ever seen as far as a stand-up show, because it doesn't feel like a stand-up show. It feels like a real event. And that's why I'm actually like when you sent me the thing and you're like, hey, this is something that I'm doing. If I am going to come on the podcast, this is something that I'm doing. I was super stoked because it seems like such a good thing. Do you want to say like exactly what it is, or?
Yes, I will. So today I put that same, it's just like 4.5 minutes, and the guy did a really good job. I know it's me being funny, but that's not what I'm complimenting. Those reels can suck. You can watch them and go, oh, what am I going to say? He really captured that it's from like before people get there, even when they're in line, before the show, I have a saxophone player outside. Like the night begins in a big way until after the show. When they're outside, I try to have the band go out there. Sometimes I'll have an ice cream truck or something. And he really captured like from the before they get there till the very end. And it's 4.5 minutes. So I really don't try to explain it because you know what I learned over the years? I mean, yeah, there's a band. It's basically stand up. There's a band. You could say there's bits, but I don't go past that because no matter what you say, they're not going to picture it.
Yeah. It's best to watch it.
They just, now that I have that he, you know, the guy, Steve Rosenthal, edited that together is like 4.5 minutes, even for my own family. I swear to God, they're like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I do this show, you know, and I'm like trying to make it no matter what you say, but they go watch that 4.5 minute video. It's on my website. So I'm trying to take that show. And that's what, you know, I wanted to plug. Sorry for the plug festival at the end. And we're starting over at Seed and Spark, a crowdsource to get the budget to go do like maybe a run off Broadway or just in New York, but like a very, very like a lot of money put in the budget with like an absurd, robust budget for advertising to turn it into something. Because otherwise it's not, you know, it's not worth doing, you know, that's what, you know, the budget is for that, and then to go do the show like a month in maybe a month in New York City with a robust I like to use the word robust advertising budget.
I mean I seriously hope that it gets done. Is there any chance that you film it once it was done, do you think, or you're not sure yet?
Well, you know what, the goal really is to just put on this like just this fucking great tight stand up with the band, just the whole thing live and get that tight. But I think one of the things we have in the budget is to shoot it along the way because, you know, why not? You know?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Everyone won't be a good. So if you get a chance, regardless of whether you're in New York and see that, or Todd tours or something and comes to your city, I'm telling you honestly, go to watch the show.
It's cool. You know, that shit's
cool. Yeah, that
stuff's so hard to do. I did a show with a band on stage, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Because I didn't, I'm not like used to it, and it was punk, and the whole gimmick was that I jumped in a mosh pit. But doing a show with all those moving parts is so.
Yeah, I did a live, not even a show. So like my channel, I did a live NEAS in Vancouver, and I did a whole thing. I had like an Elvis impersonator costume and did a full Elvis song and a bunch of. Todd, you would have really loved it. You would have appreciated all kinds of crazy bits and stuff like it. Brian, please put away the magic.
Did you do any magic?
He ordered these magic thumbs on a magic website, Todd. I don't understand them or what they're meant to be.
Oh, yeah, I can't tell you. I wish I could tell you.
But it really is. It's a lot of work, but it is a much different feeling, I think, for the audience and for you afterwards when you're done, when you finish like a show versus a stand-up. So nothing wrong with stand-up or whatever, but it's like different. Like, yeah, I just put on a show.
It's really what I do around the stand-up. Like you said, the guts of it, it's a stand-up comedy show, but there's just a lot around it. Like, the playing in the street, sometimes that could be a pain. You have to get the sax player, but I realize that it changes the whole, like, if they're a block away, you start entertaining them. If they hear that saxophone from a block away, not just some like bullshit line, you started entertaining them a block and a half before they got to the theater. Like you can take advantage of and watch. At some clubs, they're sitting there for an hour. They open the door for an hour. I'm like, well, I'll send not the whole band out, but like keyboards and drums, and they're swinging. Like they're not just fucking doing any jazz
background music. Yeah, they're playing like music to listen to.
They're instrumental, but they're playing in the crowd. And as they're sitting there, it's like dark and swanky, and this cool looking band is up there. And that's an hour of like another, and then afterwards when they spill out into the street, you can extend it out there. So anyway,
it's really good. The video is very good.
Yeah, the video's over on my website, and then Seed and Spark. I want to make sure
we'll post a link to it. We'll post it on the episode, so it'll be in there, and all that stuff will be on the episode description, and we'll post it up in our Discord and stuff as well.
I think you'll appreciate this. Like, there's different tiers, and we don't even need to get into them. But the one I'll tell you, we're like for the much higher end tier is name the band after you for one night. And my friend goes, well, what about if it's a business? Because then you might get someone other, I go, I would do it because it would sound so stupid. Like literally, if I had to go, no, it's the Wendy's Cupcakes band, ladies and gentlemen, I'll do it. I'll do it because it's $10,000 to get the band named after you for one night. So, and then hopefully there'll be like 14 nights. So that might draw, some. I said, I don't care if like 8 people chip in, and I'll call the band, go fuck yourself. Like you get to name it. You give me $10,000. I'll figure out a way. I mean, don't make it too hard for me, but. What if somebody just said something really vile? No,
that's the worry that I always get.
Certainly with our audience, you got to be there's a few trolls there that might have a little fun with some rich trolls might have a little fun with you there.
Some sex stuff. It's all sex stuff.
They like sex stuff because Brian's in the lifestyle.
I'm not in the lifestyle.